What's good, y'all, man? We back. Another video, man. How y'all doing? Y'all doing great today. Today we got disturbing stalkers caught on TikTok. Female sleeping under a rock. You know what TikTok is, man. I'll get into the video. Everybody know what's going on. Yeah, bro.
That feeling of being watched or hearing a distant set of footsteps trailing behind you. Sometimes it's nothing at all. You look up and see the same person down the Walmart aisle that you've seen a dozen times before. But it's just because you have similar shopping habits that can't be helped. How do you address it before things go too far? These TikTok users have found themselves in exactly that situation. Being followed by someone they don't know, or even worse, by someone they do. We have more clips today of some of the most disturbing TikTok stalkers out there, and you won't want to miss these unhinged, unwell, and downright scary people in action. Who knows? It might save you down the line. Creepy public photographer. Nothing is scarier than being watched. Being out in public, realizing someone has their eyes on you. While in St. Tropez, these two realized that they were not quite so alone. A woman beside them seemed to be taking very blatant, obvious photos of the person who's filming his wife. For what reason is unclear. Maybe it isn't insidious, but the method of sneaking around and taking photos like this will not make anyone feel very comfortable around you. We don't get a lot of context from the clip, but a few comments call out the bizarre behavior.
Like, you gotta confront him,
Sometimes people will go out and take photos for other people to target for trafficking purposes. We don't know if that's the case here, or, like some people in the comments say, it's just an old woman being...
Oh, there's a lady.
Grocery store stalker.
Like,
sometimes
if a person is stalking you, bro, and you're not a female, bro, confront them first, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're a female, then, like, maybe get some help. And then, like, go confront them. But you gotta let them know. You gotta let them be known, like, okay, yeah, I see you. Like, what you going? Like, what you trying to do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta, like...
Sometimes the best you can do is just try to disengage with a creepy person. It's not always an easy task. The woman recording keeps her phone running as she's approached by her stalker, Mr. Dwyer, who approaches her and asks if she used to work there.
You used to work here?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a minor. I do not want you to keep coming in here to find me.
She confirms that she did, but very politely informs him that she's a minor and he should leave her alone. Immediately, he's not friendly. He quickly claims not to know who she is and presumably leaves.
I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are.
All right.
In the description, TikTok user Carrillo claims
like she working in
that the
public,
police
too.
showed up shortly after that, meaning things had escalated enough to need some sort of outside force to keep them civil. She was safe enough to post this, but hopefully this was enough to deter the man altogether.
He's like, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are.
No cap.
Man, it's not crazy, bro.
Stalker calls
And then females especially gotta watch out for them too, bro.
job. No isn't always enough of an answer to get people to leave you alone. The woman has been dealing with the situation for a while and is fed up with the man and the phone's behavior. She calls him out for calling her at her work, and he apologizes, but that's not enough. He's apparently apologized before, meaning he expects her to absolve him of the behavior without actively trying to stop doing it. In return, she threatens to call his job and the story changes.
I just have a hard time dealing with you saying, never mind. I just wanted to say I'm sorry.
Okay, I don't care about your apology. You've already said sorry several times and you continue to do the same things.
She's some I don't care about your apology.
If you don't leave me alone, I will contact the police and I will contact your job. Since you were calling me at my job, I will contact you at your job.
This is a consistent long-term pattern of behavior.
Hey, John.
He claims he
cares
about.
Like, how do you deal with stalking? I understand you could get like a restraining order and stuff like that, but like, does that really stop a person from, like, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, I feel like sometimes I ain't gonna even say that.
Despite her saying she doesn't want anything to do with him and knows nothing about him. Usually she would have just hung up, but she wanted to record this as a PSA for his behavior.
Do not ever contact me at my job again, or my personal cell phone, or anything.
How did she get here? How did he got her cell phone?
Nothing that's worth anything to me. Like, leave me alone. I'm not sitting here having this conversation with you. Leave me alone. I will call the police. Bye.
A few comments asked if it worked, but the truth is, no can be a complete sentence. She unfortunately has to deal with this man who's struggling with her answer, despite making it abundantly clear that they're not on the same page. Return of the stalker. Unfortunately, even being in the clear for a while doesn't mean it'll last forever for some people. This woman had been free of her stalker from some time, enough that she thought she dropped him. However, a bottle of urine and a creepy Valentine's note later, and she knew she'd been wrong. In her situation, there was little she
A
could
bottle
do.
of
The
urine?
police claimed they couldn't do anything, but this woman wasn't going to take a chance on her own livelihood. In fact, she decided to take up kickboxing lessons in the meantime, just in case her stalker decides to get a little bold. It'll probably be enough to deter him,
Man,
though
come
with
on,
bottle
bruh.
of pee behavior, I'm not entirely sure.
Bottle of pee?
The stalker manifested.
Wait, what be wrong with
Police
folks,
don't
man?
always ignore concerns. Sometimes they take things seriously. Thankfully, that's the situation with this incident. The man filming was the one stalking a woman, but he doesn't quite realize what he's done. The man is actively telling the police officers about his behavior. He doesn't seem to understand that what he's doing isn't okay. He admits to following and at some point even chasing the woman he's stalking, but makes it seem like it's some sort of game.
Yeah, but it wasn't chasing. It was like going down a couple streets. Like, that's like fun to women. Like, women like that. A little bit of excitement.
No, they don't.
What?
Women don't like to be chased.
He
What
explains that
world
he's
is
all
he
women
living
enjoy
in?
that sort of
I
behavior,
don't know. What are you
citing
talking about?
porn as his proof, and that the cops don't know that the woman he's stalking isn't secretly enjoying herself. The police remain professional, but don't let him get away with that line of
So is this the
At
girl
one
that he
point, one of
stopped?
them said he would do the same as the poor woman's father and threaten him over the phone too.
Choosing her free will by telling her daddy what happened to you, and I'm telling you, stay away from her because he will hurt you probably.
She's being controlled by him.
That's fine. That's fine. That's her choice, right?
He claims she must have some sort of assault fantasy, and the police tell him unquestionably to just leave the woman alone. He tries to argue with them, but he continues to be shut down by the cops in question.
Okay, you need to leave.
It's legal.
You need to leave.
Well,
We're not doing anything. You need to leave.
I'm having a discussion on
I'm having a discussion telling you to leave.
Are you threatening me with
I'm
arrest?
not threatening you. I'm telling you to leave.
He refuses to let things go
Man, what
because he
wrong
believes
with
he's
Red
going to be
Red?
a famous DJ someday, and the girl should just be allowed to hear his music because it'll change everything and make her want him.
I was going to let her make her own choice after the song.
Well, she's made her choice.
And I just don't think she had a reasonable opportunity to make a choice because I'm going to blow up and I'm going to be a famous DJ and I'm going to...
The end of the video feels like a
Man,
terrifying
what, bruh?
incel
This is him?
manifesto, which is how he ends things off. Do you think they should have let him go like that, or should they have done something about this? Hopefully she got away from him safely. Followed from the bus.
Ain't like, bro, people is just. But this are full of NPCs, man. I don't know, bro. Full of
Sometimes
non-real
recording is the only
characters.
thing you can do to keep yourself safe. As a woman in public at night, certain people know you're up to no good, and sometimes you have to go with your gut on those kinds of decisions. This
Just
man
the
had been
sixes,
following her
though,
for some time before eventually approaching her. He starts things off with compliments, telling her she's the best thing that he's ever seen. They were close to her home, so she was trapped between leaving and him knowing where she lives. She unfortunately has to engage with him for a while before she can properly get away. She tells him that she's not interested, and he doesn't seem to take her words at face value, because eventually he asks her to coffee, which she declines, but still, that doesn't seem enough. She finally leaves, but hopefully she could get somewhere away from him, or at least where he can't corner her again. Skater followed.
Man, what wrong with that?
There's not much you can do when
That's
people
not
follow
fair.
you in public. They're allowed to be there too. Unfortunately, this guy was stuck in one of those situations while blading down the road. For him, however, on a brightly lit sidewalk, he was able to skate right away from him. You can see about midway where the person filming begins to speed up, hoping to get away from the creepy follower, which is for the best. This is another one of those quick, snap decisions you need to make if you feel unsafe. Whether this was a proper stalker or an unfortunate misunderstanding, better safe
Bro,
than
like-
sorry.
Oh no,
Part
I
of
don't know,
folklore.
bro. I feel like I'm just different. I'm just gonna confront him, like, you know, like what you on, like what you trying to do, bro? Like what you following me for? Like, you feel me? Like I ain't gonna run for nobody, like, you know. Unless
It's just a matter
like
of keeping your
multiple
eyes
of
out on
them,
your surroundings. This quick clip shows a hyper-vigilant woman catching a creep in the act. The act of what is unclear, though she remarks his hands were clearly in his pants as he followed her for about half an hour.
What
If
she
you feel
mean-
unsafe,
what she
maybe
mean
start
by that?
filming. You never know what you're gonna catch. This woman didn't seem like she was in danger, but you never really know. When people want to act up, they often do so when they think they're going to get away with it. Confronting her stalker.
Thank you. Somebody confront this stalker.
If you turn
Thank
the
you.
tables on these people, they rarely take very kindly to it. This man had been following the woman around, haunting outside of her house and watching her.
You've just been videoing me. I've just done a trauma doc on my PTSD about paparazzi and the media. You're in a garden centre taking pictures of me.
However, when the behavior is turned back on him, he seems combative and uncomfortable. He's been taking photos of her, so she finally got up in his face and began shouting at him.
Yeah, Channel 4, this man is stalking me.
Oh, don't be
You make me paranoid. You sit outside
Don't
my
be
house and you
ridiculous.
follow me in your discovery.
ridiculous.
You follow me in your discovery.
He did eventually leave. It's probably safe to say if he wasn't guilty, his behavior might have been a bit different. It's scary to think that a lot of people
Like,
might
at
just
least one
let
on
this
somebody
go,
confronting
especially
their
ones who might
stalker,
be a
bro.
bit more in the public sphere. This video is from
That's
Katie
the only
Price,
that's the
an
only way for them to
influencer known
stop
for her
stalking
filmed
you. You gotta
content.
confront them.
However, the difference between this and that is that she's consenting to her film crew, not to him. Stalker in the lot. It doesn't matter how long or short you've been followed. Once you know what's happening, it's impossible to just let it go. At this point, it's only been about 5 minutes for TikTok user TJTV6.
Yeah, he's still there. It's not right.
He's in his car trying to wait out the stalker because he doesn't know
bro.
how it's going to go from here. It's a scary realization when you find you're not as safe as you once thought you were. Locked in a car, he's probably safe for the time being. But whatever the other person is doing, it's enough to unsettle him.
I don't think it's an undercover cop either because we would know. At least I think I would know.
How would you handle this situation? Wait it
feel
out
like-
and see what happens?
Bro, I feel like just go confront them, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, confront them in like a public place, though. You know, it's like a public place right there. So you know what I'm saying, go confront them.
Or
See what
confront
he
the
on.
other person. I think maybe going somewhere safe is the way to go, personally.
So where
But if
else
you
you
don't
gonna
have
go,
somewhere
bro?
like that, well, it might be hard.
You can't go but some
A
other
stalker
stores and
creeping.
other places. You're gonna have to go home eventually. You know what
People
I
aren't
mean?
nearly as stealthy as they think they are. They might think they're able to do things conspicuously, but this woman was not very good at hiding her stares. As the two of them drive down their bus, she continues to look at the person she's watching. Over and over again, she stares at them. This might not be the dangerous stalker behavior of the other clips, but it's certainly enough to warrant recording. Maybe she
Why she
doesn't
keep
realize
moving
how
her
often
hair?
she does it, or maybe she thinks he's absorbed in his phone. Either way, I'd probably move seats at this point.
But what?
Gang stalked in a car. Gang stalking is no joke. This person was tired of being followed and stalked by an unknown car. He explains to his camera that it's illegal to watch and wait for people, and is clearly fed up with this behavior. He manages to approach the person in the other car, and it's all very upfront and familiar, coming from the supposed stalker.
What's up, man? Have I seen you before, dude?
Maybe. At Stingers, maybe.
Stingers?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's like, how you see me at Stingers. Where's Forrest?
How do
See,
you know I
bro.
go to Stingers?
You see, bro? Confront your stalker. Now they all appalled. They don't know what's going on. You feel me? They didn't expect you to go confront them. So now you got them on edge. Now you got them on their toe. They don't know what to do. Yeah.
Because I go to Stingers.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, what's up?
Not much, man.
McDonald's fucking closed.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah. Yeah, you have a great night, dude.
What's up?
Have a great night.
You too, man.
That's so awkward.
How that dude instantly, like, that was interesting. That requires analysis right there.
Whether this was actually a dangerous
That's weird,
situation
though.
or someone that was just thinking a little too much about it. When he approaches the car, the stalker claims to know him, saying they met at a bar, but the person filming explains he's only been there twice in 5 years. It all feels very weird,
he
and without
care.
more context, it's
Gotta be
hard
care.
to really pin whatever is going on here. What do you think of it?
I don't even know, bro.
Friendly neighborhood stalker.
I don't know, man.
Some people feel comfortable doing this, and confronting a supposed stalker will never be a great situation, so
Man,
let him in.
why they jump upside down?
How are you doing, sir?
Good. How's it going?
My name's Josh. I live over on the other side of the
He told me it's good. How's it going?
Someone who living at this address keeps coming by my house and taking videos and pictures of our house.
They came to the door and explained the situation because they'd been watched and had photos taken of them in their house. He confirms that he's the one doing the supposed behavior, which is bold to say the least.
Yeah, that's my car.
Okay. Are you looking?
Yeah, it's been about 4 times in the last year and a half I've been around that way.
Right. Are you looking for someone? Can we help you?
Yeah, I was looking for my kids.
Okay.
It sounds like it comes from that way, but
Okay.
it's just not
What?
normal. But I don't mean any harm.
They're polite about it, asking the man point blank to stop taking photos and stop trying to come into their driveway and more. If you're being harassed and want someone to stop, this is certainly one way to do it.
Exactly.
Do you think there's a better way?
There's no other way
Let us
to
know
do
down
it.
in the
No, there's
comments
no
how
other
you might
way.
handle a stalker who so brazenly admits their behavior, or if you'd want to handle it at all. Before the last clip, since you watched until this point,
There's
why
no
don't you
other way
consider
to
subscribing
get
to the
around that,
channel?
bro.
We upload 2 new creep.
If you got a stalker, bro, confront him, bro. Yeah. Unless your stalker, you feel like your stalker armed or dangerous, or you know what I'm saying, then you go.
Be disturbing and downright scary videos every week, so stay up to date with our latest releases by getting those post notifications. If you enjoyed this one, we have plenty more for you on the channel, so you won't want to miss a single one. Drone stalking at night.
Drone stalking.
This person might not be the best if you're looking for an unbiased take. While it's probably good to get a bit more context, he explains that he's being followed nightly by drones. A few moments into the clip, you can see the light reflecting. It's completely unclear whether it's an actual drone or just a strange brief reflection of light. It's a dark video, so maybe he's being followed after all. He seems to just want to know why he's being followed, but there's a small chance it's not happening at all. Even if it is, how does he know it's happening for any reason? Maybe some neighborhood kids have seen him drive through regularly and have decided to make a joke of stalking him. Or maybe it's something more sinister. As he keeps driving, he explains he used to be in the military, so really, who knows? Maybe he is really being followed.
Man, I don't know. Now that last clip, I don't know about that. I don't know. He could be reaching on that. I don't know. I hope you guys like the video, man. Again, man, if you're being stalked, just confront your stalker. Because if you put it on, sooner they're going to get bold. And then they're going to try to come get you. So you might as well go and nip it in the bud and get out of the way. I hope you guys like the video. See y'all tomorrow, man.